Fuck Nintendo and their shitty drones. You know what pisses me off? Nintendo fans and their gay lifestyle of just sucking Nintendo. Even though Nintendo releases dog shit, they'll suck Shigeru Miyamoto's ass so hard he dookies in their mouth. Whenever Nintendo releases a game, the fans make it seem like an instant classic. It's something that will be remembered for generations. And the whole time it's Fire Emblem, Xenoblade Chronicles, or Pikmin. What the fuck is a Pikmin? The games are made for nostalgia, having pedos and rapists that their fan base is primarily made of. Look at the Smash community for proof. Smelly, unwashed gamers that have never seen a woman. They just sit in their basement and grind shitty Nintendo games. The worst part is that they are so deluded, they believe that only Nintendo can make worthy games, while everyone else makes dog shit. In their mind, the only thing needed to make a game good is to plaster Nintendo's ugly-ass logo on it. Take Ride the Hell Retribution and say Nintendo made it? Instant banger. These Nintendo fans were saying Red Dead Redemption 2 was shit because it was too hand-holding and had objectives, unlike their precious Zelda, which doesn't have shit. It feels like they're jealous that other companies are making good games, so they pick out stupid-ass shit to try and downplay the game and convince people it's garbage.
But you know what's even more horrendous than the fans? The fucking YouTubers. Some of these people are so fucking delusional it's mind-boggling. For example, Donkey, the escaped Arkham Asylum convict, was talking about how the iconic the Smash Bros. Roster was, while saying the Multiverse's roster was shit, for including characters that kids might not know. Even though Smash Bros. Has way more characters that kids definitely won't know. What kid's gonna know Banjo-Kazooie, Simon Belmont, and Duck Hunt, just to name a few irrelevant characters? Donkey looks like the average Smash Bros. Player, this greasy, fat, Boogie9 2088 cosplaying fuck, with so much smoke in Nintendo's ass is retarded. Another YouTuber that's a sack of shit is that pasty Casper fuck, Scott the Waz. The dumb motherfucker doesn't even play video games. All of his clips are from the first hour of every game, and he spits complete bullshit half the time. His complaints about games that aren't Nintendo are complete ass, because he's way more forgiving to Nintendo than he is to any other company. And he just says the dumbest shit ever, such as saying the NES is more iconic than the entire PS brand. Nintendo YouTubers literally get shoved in lockers and have their lunch money stolen every day. They all got pasty white skin from sitting inside talking to minors on Discord.
The company itself is just completely garbage, honestly. Nintendo's copyright is retarded. They take down music that other people upload, but don't offer anywhere else to listen to it. If you're going to do that, you would at least think they'd sell the soundtracks, but they don't. So what the fuck is the point? At least the fans listen to the music on YouTube. You know what else Nintendo hates? Emulation. If you don't want people to emulate those old-ass games, then fucking sell them. The only reason people emulate it now is because there's no other way to play the game, without going through the hassle of getting an older console and trying to find a copy of that game, which can be really expensive. If you just sell the damn games on Switch or through the online, they wouldn't have to try and shut down all these emulation sites and ROM services. But Nintendo fans will defend them for some god-awful reason. They shut down Melee tournaments for emulation, even though they don't sell that shit anymore. No kid's gonna want to get a fucking GameCube for their birthday. And the funniest thing is that the fans have made an online for Melee that works way better than the Ultimates online.
Speaking of the fucking online, it barely works. It's some shit from the fucking Wii era they reused. You can see countless examples of online running like shit, being laggy as hell. It's mostly because it's usually peer-to-peer. Nintendo have been notorious for having garbage online. Not to mention, they got rid of virtual consoles, just so they could give us the same NES, SNES games that everyone got tired of. All those games are recycled garbage. You'll never see them give us the GameCube, even though that's the one that people want. And when they did give us something, the N64, it cost $50 to get access to free games. Why? They gave us 20 N64 games for $50. What the fuck? They used to have an excuse that the online is cheap. But since they added N64, it's not fucking cheap. They finally give us games they haven't been constantly shoving down our throats, and now it's $50. They still haven't given the GameCube or anything else the fans have asked for, so it's still a massive fat fucking L for the fans.
Also, why are Nintendo games just so fucking expensive in general? A game from the Wii U era that is released on Switch will be full priced. For example, Zelda or Mario Kart 8 or Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. All these games were cheaper when new on Wii U than now, when they're 8 or 9 or 10 years old. And they're still full price on Switch. Here's an example of how ridiculous this is. Zelda Breath of the Wild was fully priced in 2017, and it still is today. You can walk to a game store and see a copy of Breath of the Wild for $60 US still. And if you want to defend it with the point that, oh, it was a genre-defining game and won Game of the Year, let me compare it to another game with that same title, God of War. God of War came out in 2018 and won Game of the Year. Right now, you can go walk into Walmart and pick up a copy for $10. I'm not even joking, $10. And that's not also including the fact that it's also on the PS Plus collection. And it came out a year after Zelda. Sony is literally begging you to play this game. Meanwhile, Nintendo doesn't give a fuck, because they know their dumbass fans will still purchase and defend the game, even though it's still full price 5 years after release.
And another thing is that the Switch just fucking sucks. There's nothing to play unless you're a die-hard Nintendo fan. The third party that is on it sucks ass. Usually comes out 6 months after official release on other consoles, it's downgraded to shit graphically, and it's usually still full priced. For example, Doom 2016, still full priced on Switch. Meanwhile, you can pick up a copy on any other console for around $20. And keep in mind, this is if a third party dev decides to go on Switch. Most of the time they'll skip the Switch because they don't want to waste time and money downgrading their game onto this fucking modified iPad.
Like, comment, and subscribe if you have a large cock, unlike these Nintendo fans.